Ready when y'all are. Come in.
How are you doing? David McGee with NetSuite.
David, nice to see you.
How's your day going, sir?
Well, it's going real well. How about yours? How are you doing?
I'm doing quite well, can't complain. I'd like to first off by giving you my business card.
Okay, thanks.
Just in case you have any questions, you can contact me just most times out of the day.
Okay, I'll hang on to that just in case something comes up.
Oh, great. Now, wow, is that a 72 Camaro Z28 over there I see?
Yeah, it is. You like that?
I love Camaros. It's split thumper, my favorite gear, 350 engine. Is that in there?
It is, in fact.
Wow.
I can see you know a little bit about cars.
I know a little bit, not too much. Yes, sir. But
Yeah, well, I'd like to get me a new Corvette, but they're out of my price range. It looks like they're expensive.
they're a little bit. The new C7 is coming out, but they've got a great new engine, the LT engine that's coming out, so it's gonna be great for them, for Chevrolet as a whole. But back to what we were talking about, NetSuite. I had a chance to talk with Ariel this weekend.
Yeah, I heard that you spoke with her.
Yes, sir. Great girl. Great girl.
Hope she didn't say anything bad about it.
Oh no, she had nothing but good things to say.
Okay.
Compliments all the way through.
That's good.
She did, however, mention some of the things about your business that really struck interest in my mind. About that you're a very detail-oriented business, and you like to have a lot of KPIs, and productivity is one of your main goals for your business, and that's what I like to think NetSuite is too. On average, we give customers 12.5% of increased productivity and Salesforce. Now, does that sound something, Mr. Adams, like you'd be able be interested in too?
Well, yeah, anybody'd like to have that. How much of that, how much productivity increase are you able to guarantee?
Oh, I like to say nothing in life's guaranteed other than death and taxes, but on average, you can see at least a 12.5%. Now, does that address your concern a little bit?
Yeah, I was just wondering.
No?
Just asking, yeah.
All right, so remind me again, do we have about 20 minutes?
Yes, we do.
20 minutes? Okay, so in those 20 minutes, I'd like to just ask a few questions. One, for just to know where your business is currently, where you see your business going on being in the future. Another, I'd like to see if you have any challenges or problems currently that maybe NetSuite can fix and solve, and if there are some, I'd like to lead into a product demonstration.
Okay. Did somebody tell you we had some problems?
Oh no, sir. I always like to uncover if there's any there, see where they are, and
Okay.
if they can be fixed.
That sounds good. Go ahead.
That sounds good. Good job. Who are you in the buying decision process?
Well, I'm the final decision maker.
Okay.
But I've got to tell you, I don't make that final decision unless I really take a little time and do some serious analysis of it.
Yes, sir. Is there anyone else other than yourself in the decision-making process?
Well, I like to bring in our national sales director. His name is Paul Olson. I like to, get him involved and have him review it because he's got to make it work.
Oh, I understand.
And so, yeah, between the two of us, I make the final decision, but he'll review it.
So review it, great. How do you typically come about making decisions? Do you have several meetings? Do they take a long period of time, or?
No, it doesn't really take a long time, but I do need time for that analysis that I just mentioned, and I've got to talk to Paul about it. So it could take probably maybe 5 to 6 weeks, something like that.
Okay, great. Now, if I'm able to show you the true value of NetSuite and the return of investment you can gain from it, do you believe that you'll have a place in your budget for NetSuite?
Well, till we get to talking about the price, it's hard to say, but I mean, if you can prove the value, I think we'll find a way to fund it.
Okay, great. How many employees would you say you have currently?
Well, as far as people that might use NetSuite, but it'd be 75.
75? Great.
I'll tell you, before we get too much farther along, there's something about NetSuite that bothers me. I'm afraid it probably won't work for us. It would take too much of our recruiters' time to try to learn a new system, get it implemented. We just can't afford the downtime for them to learn a new system and get switched over. I'm afraid it probably won't work for us.
Okay. So you're a little concerned about time implementation of NetSuite?
Yeah, we don't want our recruiters distracted trying to learn something new when they need to be out there making calls.
Oh, I understand. The great thing about NetSuite is it's a cloud-based system that's fully integrated, and it's very simple and quick to learn. Actually, right here we have evidence from a customer saying that his mom can pick up NetSuite in about 3 to 4 minutes.
She's not looking for a job, is she?
I don't believe she is.
Probably
That's
not.
probably not necessary. Does that address your concern a little bit more?
Well, yeah, it does, that helps, yes.
Okay,
Mhm.
great. Another question I'd like to ask is, what are some of your biggest or key performance indicators that you as a company like to have as per results?
Oh, it's pretty typical, we just like to see, sales year to year, month to month, and, look at trends, that sort of thing.
Okay, great. Leading on to that, what, if you don't mind me asking, what are your current sales?
Well, last fiscal year was 21.5, 21,500,000.
Great. On average, what would you say your account sales are?
They can vary a lot, but, at least $150,000 an account, once they've been on board a while.
I understand. Now, I'd like to ask a few questions about your current system.
Sure.
What are you using right now for customer relations management?
Well, it's a proprietary system that we kind of, home grew. Paul Nelson helped, Olson had put that together.
Mm-hmm.
So we're using that, and we in fact added QuickBooks a couple of years ago, hoping it might, maybe tie in some of the sales and accounting type issues.
Gotcha, I understand. How satisfied would you say you are with your proprietary system in QuickBooks?
Well, actually, not very. It's a little cumbersome. It's not working real well.
Mm-hmm. On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you say?
I really reluctant to put a number to it. I would just categorize it as something less than satisfactory.
Okay. Now, why do you foresee this being less than satisfactory with your proprietary system in QuickBooks?
Well, it's just not really meeting our needs. These corporate customers are very demanding. They expect extreme accuracy, quick responses. They want answers when they ask us questions, and we're supposed to be working with their human HR departments.
Mm-hmm.
And this system just doesn't allow good communication that way. We have to rely on email and telephone calls too much.
Oh, I understand.
We get some miscommunication problems, and it's not meeting our needs.
I understand. Now, every business I like to believe has one of three goals. Either they like to retain current accounts, expand accounts in sales, or create new accounts. What would you say your biggest goal is today?
Well, obviously they're all important, clearly, but retaining corporate accounts is number one for us. We lost some accounts last year. We just can't afford to have another year losing accounts.
I agree. Those accounts that you have currently are very important. They cost you a lot of money to gain them, and just retaining those is extremely important to every business.
Yeah, we lost 4 accounts. That's crippling. We can't have that happen again.
No, I understand. Now, what would you say the causes are, if you can pinpoint them, for losing those accounts, those retention accounts?
Well, generally our clients are just not satisfied. Obviously, they're going somewhere else. We hadn't been able to take care of their needs, and so it's basically client dissatisfaction.
Okay. Would there be any other reasons you could think of for this dissatisfaction, or able to retain the accounts?
Well, as far as the reason for the dissatisfaction, we just had these communication breakdowns that I mentioned. We've sent out some unqualified candidates, sent them to the wrong place.
Okay.
That's an internal problem of ours, and again, our salespeople they really haven't spent enough time with some of these accounts, some of the key accounts.
Okay.
And I guess they feel somebody else will spend more time with them and take care of their needs better.
Oh, I understand.
But it's a matter of accurate data entry and communications is what it really boils down
Well,
to.
it boils down to. Okay. So correct me if I'm wrong. We've been able to uncover it the past couple of minutes. We're having some trouble with communications, breakdown, sending out unqualified candidates to leads, and also time management seems to be somewhat of an issue. Is that correct?
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, time. I'd say so. But they're not spending enough time with some of these accounts. They need to spend more time with these key people.
Mm-hmm. And what do you foresee if your client or your candidates are able to spend enough time or allocate enough time with these important accounts? Where do you foresee that happening to your business as a whole?
Well, we'll just lose more accounts. That's the biggest concern. And word's going to get spread eventually that we're not able to hold on to our clients, and it's just not going to be good for us.
I understand.
If we get a bad reputation, we're going to be cooked in this industry.
Oh, I agree. Now, Mr. Adams, if there's a way I can show you product demonstration of NetSuite that can give you the ability to increase your communication skills, correctly send out qualified leads, and maintain your key accounts through time management, Would that be something you'd be interested in looking into?
I'd like to see how it works.
Yeah, let's see how it works.
You know,
Okay.
before you start the
Oh, yeah.
demonstration, I've gotta tell you, I've been told by a number of people that you'll have a real lack of support, that you're quick enough to sell and get people to partner with you, but you don't really provide support later on.
No. Okay, now if I'm correct, yeah, you're questioning about support after the purchase.
That's right, yeah, y'all do a good job, I'm told, through the sale, but after that, you're hard to find, it's just not a good support in place.
That has actually been a concern we've had in the past. Since February of last year, we've been able to increase all of those aspects of our customer service. We've revamped our customer service department, and actually, we've got some evidence to show you from customer John that NetSuite has been there throughout the purchase, like you said, but also through the implementation and the maintenance of NetSuite. So does that address your concern a little bit further?
Well, actually, it does, yes.
Great. So back to where we were going to, the product demonstration of NetSuite. This up real quick.
I'm anxious to see what it looks like.
Oh yes, I understand. Alright, so one of the great things about NetSuite that we addressed, one of the great things about NetSuite is it has the ability to incorporate your CRM, your accounting, ARP, and e-commerce. So your customer service relations, your accounting department, and potentially you'd like to go online with your business, you can do that under one system under NetSuite. Now, what this will give you the ability to, it'll give you an entire business greater communication skills. It'll increase data integrity and data quality. You won't have that data redundancy where you're constantly repeating the same thing, same input. So, does that sound like something you'd be interested in seeing?
Oh, it sounds interesting. Like I said, I'd like to see how it works.
Yeah. And actually, we have a recommendation from a customer saying that since implementing NetSuite, they've been able to bring 7 separate systems under one roof. It's just been able to, like I said, increase productivity and communication skills. Okay. Now, this right here is what your sales teams would see. So your individual sales personnel would be able to see their quotes, their proposals, their clients. What this will be able to do is allow them to tackle the issues of time management. So what they can go to is their link of customers, and scroll down their customers. And what we'll do is give them a list of the top 10 customers, their highest paying customers. And so it'll allow them to allocate more time to those customers because they can specifically locate them easier. They can contact them more efficiently. So that loss of time will be fixed. And actually have a little evidence from customer named Tom. He's used NetSuite in the past, and he's saying that since NetSuite, their sales team has been more motivated and efficient, and they've also gained commission sales, so that makes everyone a little bit more happier. Wouldn't you say so?
Yeah, I would say so.
All right, great. And next,
Do all the salespeople have the same look?
all the salespeople will have the same look. They can change it though, because NetSuite is completely customizable with
Well, I'm glad you mentioned customization. I have a question about
Yes, sir.
that. All software companies upgrade their software from time to time. The new versions come out.
Mhm.
What happens to our customization if you upgrade to a new version?
Okay, great. So you're wondering about customization after updates?
Yeah, I'm just asking about it, because we get customized and you upgrade to a new version. What happens to our customization?
Okay, so great. That's a great question. After we have installed an update, all your specific KPIs, your customization that you've done and worked so hard in the past for, they stay completely the same.
Okay.
Nothing moves around.
Nothing changes.
Nothing changes. We just add more KPIs, indicators, and graphs that you can potentially add or subtract if you like them. So, does that address your question?
Yeah, that is my question. It certainly did.
Okay, great. Alright, so this right here is the dashboard that someone like yourself, Mr. Adams, or Mr. Paul also would be able to see as a manager. It's a little bit different than your sales team. While you can still be able to see like your clients if you still handle clients and everything like that, but it'll also give you the ability to look at your sales team. And what this does is let you individually see every single person that's selling. It'll let you see where they're being most efficient with their time. So it gives you the ability to specifically allocate those right candidates to the right clientele. So you're not sending out the wrong people that are unqualified. So does it make you feel a little bit better?
Yes, that would certainly help. It might help us hold on to some of those customers.
Oh, yes. And there's some of the managers, some of the companies that in the past used NetSuite, some reputable companies like the Oakland A's and the Guitar Center.
Okay.
They're quite large companies, and they've been one of our proven success.
Okay.
And another area I'd like to work into a little bit is forecasting. I know you didn't mention this, but forecasting is vital to every business, in my opinion. Leads. For this forecasting dashboard gives you the ability to see what you're doing currently, the best outlook and the worst case scenario.
By the way, I've got another meeting in about 5 minutes.
About 5
just so
minutes?
you know.
Okay, great. So just wrap this up shortly. Forecasting, NetSuite, like many other features of it, is completely customizable. And actually, we have a little evidence over here to show that because customers use NetSuite, they've been able to increase forecasting up to 70%.
Well, that's pretty impressive. That's a big, bold statement to
Yes, it
by
is a big, bold
70%.
Now, Travis,
Is that something you guarantee?
I can't guarantee anything like I
No,
said
can't
earlier.
guarantee anything. Okay, I
Nothing
hear
like
you.
guaranteed. But do you see yourself being able to use some of the things we talked about today, like forecasting, the sales dashboard?
Yeah, some of these features sound like they could be pretty useful to us.
Useful? Great. Now, to start right with you, I'd like to go into the value analysis.
Yeah, let's see what the numbers are. That's all. That's not,
That's all.
sometimes that's the kicker right there. The other things sound good. You find out what it costs.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So we talked about retaining corporate accounts, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And on average, NetSuite likes to believe that we can save 4 accounts per year. All right, so is that fair? Especially since you lost those 4 accounts last year, we like to save those. And average account sales is $150,000, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So 4 times 150,000 is $600,000. What would you say your gross profit margin is?
It's roughly 50%.
50%? Great. 300,000. Correct me if I'm wrong, we said there would be a possible potential 75 users using NetSuite.
We did, yes.
Okay, so NetSuite is a licensing fee per year of $1,548. So we multiply 75 times 1,548. And we get $116,100. And we subtract that by $300,000 retained earnings, we get $183,900. Now, Mr. Adams, could you see yourself doing something good for the company with that extra retained earnings?
Well, I mean, that looks good, but you did say you don't guarantee anything, so that could be 0 possibly.
It could be 0, but it could be a lot more than that. Yes, sir.
Well, you got a point. It could be higher too.
It could be a lot higher. Now, Mr. Adams, if you like what you've been seeing today so far, if it's all right with you, I'll set up another meeting sometime next week with you and Mr. Paul Olson.
Well, you know, what would help me decide is, because I'm going to have to do an analysis, as I told you.
Yes, sir.
On this, is maybe at least for the first year, some kind of a discount for the first year, just to get us off the ball rolling. We do have a lot of expenses right now.
I understand.
You know, maybe just that first year gives a little discount.
Okay. I'm not really authorized to give discounts, but I don't really see the need for a discount currently. If you look at the great return once again, I think the investment and the return on investment that you'll see, it will be there, and you won't even realize if a discount was given, the impact of it. So does that solve your concern a little bit more?
Oh, yeah, I mean, if you can't do it, you can't do it, I understand. Well, yeah, I'd like to meet with you again and get Paul involved. He's traveling right now.
Yes,
He has the misfortune of being in Hoboken, New Jersey, of all places,
Oh.
so better him than me.
I hear that's cool.
But we'll get in touch with you when he gets back. See if we
Okay.
can set something up.
Can we set something up for, let's say, next Thursday at 2 o'clock? How's that sound?
Well, yeah, he'll be back by then.
He'll be back by
I'd
then.
have time to brief him a little bit.
Okay, great. So Thursday at 2 o'clock, is all right with you? I'll set it up with your receptionist.
That'll work.
All right. Mr.
Okay,
Adams.
well, I'm sorry I don't have more time, but I
Oh.
gotta make this meeting.
No,
over
I
here.
understand.
Yeah,
Thank you,
well,
sir.
thanks for coming in, I
Oh,
appreciate it.
my pleasure.
Just take all this.
Okay.